back out here at the Mazda. Last video ended kind of abruptly. The battery in the camera died, so I had you guys mounted up there on the roof. It was a pretty good view. A little bit boring when I was doing stuff down in front of the truck. You couldn't quite see everything. I needed to get it done because it started to rain. But anyways, enough of that. A couple of things that I didn't do. I just completely ran out of steam. I did not bolt the engine mounts to the frame, so they're just sitting there, but the trans is on, all the bolts are in, all that stuff's good. Another thing, I forgot to grab my injection pump or injector return lines, so I picked up some clear stuff as well as some rubber. If the clear stuff doesn't work, I'll go to rubber, but I think it'd be neat to see clear. There's also a bracket that goes off the injection pump bracket to the alternator bracket. It's just a little tie piece, just to added support. It does have that bolt at the back there holding the injection pump at the back steady, so it is rigid, but it would be nice to have more rigidity because you can't have enough. I've got to fire an oil filter onto it, fill it with oil. I want to maybe head back out to the yard and grab some more coolant lines so I can get the upper rad hose built. I did add this to it finally. The I don't even know, I guess lower heater hose line maybe is what it might be called. So I'm going to plumb that in. That'll make the heater core finished. And then I can go ahead and fill this with water. I need to get a rad cap though. I'm gonna have to find a rad cap. I don't know what this rad's out of. I have no clue. So trying to find a rad cap for that might be a little interesting, but we'll see what we can do. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm just gonna get started. Man, this engine looks good. I'm so freaking excited. I cannot wait. Guys, well, it's a little bit later in the day. I've gotten quite a bit done, as you can tell. Upper rad hose is now done. I just need to pick up some hose clamps. I did run into town, and the frickin' store was sold out of the hose clamps that I need, so I couldn't get them. But I found a hose. It's off of a 2-liter Jetta, I think. The head looks identical to this one, except it has spark plugs where the injectors go. And instead of a vacuum pump, it's got a distributor. Other than that, the block, like everything looks the same. Can I help you? No? Okay. Found a rad cap. This is off of a old school square body, not square body, but the old school LeBaron. It appears to work. Guarantee you the rad's not out of a LeBaron, but away she goes. So I have yet to acquire some cooling fluid, aka water, for that. I literally just buttoned this up. I've got the 2 turbo feed lines run into this bucket, which is the old oil container. Got the oil filter on, I filled it up with oil, I tightened all the bolts on the pan, that's all good. I installed the alternator and the alternator belt because the water pump's going to be moving once I get the water in it. Right now I don't have the fuel hooked up to it. Right now I just want to crank it over a few times and see if we're getting oil. Should be, but this engine has sat for a very long time, and I just want to cover all my bases. Plus it didn't have fittings up top, so I'm going to blast anything out that was might have been gotten in there. So we'll fire it up and see, not fire it up, we'll crank it over and see if and how much oil we're getting. I'm tired. I'm really tired. Alrighty, so temp looks good, fuel level looks okay, volts, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got power. So, ooh, clutch just went limp. Oh, you know what? That's because I was using the clutch thinger as a pry bar, or a pry spot, because the starter bolt, the top starter bolt, it goes real close to the trans tunnel, and it couldn't clear without clearancing it, and I leveraged my big pry bar off the transmission. So that's all that was. That's just a bolt. I thought that was a socket. That should be enough. Let's see if we got oil. Moment of truth. Nope. And nope, not yet. In case you're wondering how this is magically floating, I have it zip tied. Difficult to do one-handed. Alright, let's try, we'll just keep cranking until we get oil up top. Yeah, there we go. Now we got oil. Perfect. This one goes here. Oh, almost tripped over the engine crane. Almost died. You guys are kind of right in the way. It's okay though, it's okay, I'm not hating. And this one has oil. Perfectamundo. Oop, that's good for him. I got too much crap up top. I don't know what that sound was. It was making that weird sound on one of the compression strokes. Weird. Yeah. So now I will plumb in the fuel system and then we'll fire it up. Well guys, seeing as it's gonna probably be another extensive cranking session, I did hook up Charlie the charger, so we'll let's fire this up. I got the fueling system hooked up. You know, I should put one zip tie on it. Thought I had dropped one. This is just to keep air from working its way in. Only temporaries. Perfect. Cheers, guys. I forgot that I didn't tighten these down. I mean, I was just bleeding them. That's all that's going on. Yes. Bleeding the injectors. Well, it looks like they've all got fuel, so... Excellent. Maybe it's not as tortureful as a drinking session as was last time. I'm not giving these like all the beans. I'm making sure they're snug, but I'm not crushing the ends of them. I've seen people do that and then they just leak. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it except replace them. And if you crush them too much, you might have to replace the injector. That might be what that weird backfiring sound was. Hopefully. Alright, let's push some smoking and fire. What in the hell is that sound? Maybe because the belt didn't line up quite right. I went one tooth. Maybe I'm supposed to go the other way. That could explain something. But it's almost fired. That's a good sign. Sounds pretty good. I need to add some water, but you'll notice there's no smoke coming out of the cooling system on this one. I figured something out. When I went to the junkyard, I went back into that Volkswagen that I pulled the motor out of that I put in this one first. It has 660,000 kilometers on it. It's crazy. No wonder all the cross hatching's going. But anyways, I'll run back to the shop, or back to the house, grab some water jugs, and we'll fill this up, and then we'll let it run. See what happens. Well guys, I got two things. One, the rad leaks. This upper tank is not sealing. It's not sealing back to the aluminum, so it was a valiant effort and kind of worth a shot, but I cannot use this rad. And one other spot where it's leaking is the brass Arduino temperature sensor. Where the heck is it? There's the pipe. It'll be right there. Right there. It's leaking. I don't know if it's the O-ring that's not quite seated right, or maybe my tolerance wasn't quite tall enough. So they use this little retaining clip. I'll give you guys a better view. Yeah. So yeah, basically on this one they use a retaining clip. Let's see if I can pull this one out. Can't even see. Alright, so there's a retaining clip that holds that piece down that presses against the O-ring, or pushes the O-ring into the housing. And yeah, I don't think my tolerances are quite there. I think I might have to redo them, but I can't redo the brass one because I don't have any more brass. I can redo the aluminum one, that's fine, but I need that one to be brass because I have to braze the brass piece to it. So instead what I'm thinking about doing is maybe building some kind of ring or something that sits on top, and you push the sensor in, push the ring in, and then push that clip over top, and it forces the O-ring down because it's leaking there. You guys can see it dripping down there, right there. So it's no bueno. And like I said, the top tank doesn't seal either, so it's a little bit disappointing. But honestly, I think I'm done for the day. I am so exhausted. So I'm gonna go inside. I've taken measurements of this rad. I'm going to sit down and try to figure out what rad this might be out of, or what vehicle this rad might be out of. And I'm going to frickin' just buy a new one, or buy something that is this similar, and then I can just redo my hoses. It's not a huge deal, but a little bit of a setback. Not a huge deal. It ran today, so that's excellent. Excuse me, I'm just so beat. But yeah, we got her fired up. Sounds pretty good. I'm gonna fire it up once more, just make sure I don't have that weird sound, because it has run now and it has purged all the injectors, I believe. Nope, not quite yet. It's still filling up the return line. So that's what I wanted the clear hose for, so that I could see. But you can see the fuel's only just getting into the return line from the opposite way. So I'll fire it up, run it a little bit longer. Birds, y'all need to be quiet now. I'm trying to make a video. Yeah, that's right, a video for YouTube. Okay, quiet please. So anyways, I'll fire it up. We'll see if we can hear that knocking kind of weird sound, and if not, sweet. If so, maybe I'll just wait until all those lines are filled up with diesel and it's not airlocked anymore. So yeah. Well guys, this thing, you gotta hear it. I fired it up once more, and it fired up really good. It does not make that weird lack of compression sound. And guess what? I can push the cold start advance all the way in, so it's not doing anything, and this thing idles so smooth. I'm pretty sure I was one tooth off on the other engine, but this one's good. So I'll fire it up and we can just hear it idle. It's so smooth, so smooth. It's so good. I did good. So the cold start advance is all the way in, so it's not engaged. So much smoother. So much smoother than the other engine. That turbo might be too big. And check this out. It's not dumping smoke, not like it did before. There was definitely a problem with that other engine. It doesn't smoke until you give it throttle. It'll sit here and idle all day though. I love it. Somewhere. Oh, it's all just right there. Yeah, just there. So that gasket's sealing, that gasket's sealing, that gasket's sealing, that one not so much. But yeah, no, she frickin' smokes when you give her some throttle, but it does not smoke at all at idle, which is fantastic. I'm so glad I rebuilt this engine instead. And I got water in here, obviously, because it leaks. I could just listen to this all day. Anyways guys, that'll do it for today, so thanks for watching, and until next time, take care. So good.